trade of the day came in shortly after 10:30 a.m. All right, we had a significant drop, right? Just a sudden drop. And normally, we would be a little bit afraid of taking a trade right after a sudden drop. However, we had 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes of stability within this little trading range and a little stable pullback. So our little stable pullback was right here. That was our retracement. Okay? So the prices came down. They retraced. We received a ball. And then we went short. We took a short trade. And the result was we ended up making 4 points. We ended up being in the trade 15 minutes. We ended up making 4 points on this particular trade. What we didn't do on this particular trade is we didn't look and say, hey, look, we're hitting this resistance level. You see? Resistance levels are not part of the rules. Okay? We talk about them later as we become a more advanced trader. We're aware of them, but we don't try to label them because we could sit and argue about support and resistance all day long. Okay? But because of the fact that we sometimes utilize a pivot point, we want to talk about retracements. So since we utilize a pivot point sometimes, we want to talk about retracements and support and resistance because the pivot point deals with that. But other than that, we don't want to not take a trade because of this. Okay? That's what the amateurs do. We take the trade and we stick with that trade. Remember, the professionals are buying when other people are selling, and they're selling when other people are buying. So when we get our signal, we're ready to go, regardless of what we think might be support or resistance or whose book we read on it, because it really doesn't matter. So then we made our points. The other thing about this trade of the day is the bad thought number 2 is, hey, this started taking off on us really quick. I better go for a lot more than 4 points. Well, the problem is if once you reach 4 points, if you don't get out, it can come back and you get less than 4 points. You don't know where the retracement is going to happen. So if you said, well, it went down this far, I'm going to take another 3 points, guess what? You would have ended up losing this trade. Okay, so that's a bad thought in your head. The other thought in your head that you may have had while we were in the middle of this trade is, hey, the trade got down here to this level, we almost got our money, but it started to go green and go against us for a little while. And it did start to go against us, just for a little while. Okay? And you might want to get out. No, we hold strong. That separates the professional trader from the person who always loses money. You stay in that trade when that starts to happen. There are only certain patterns and instances where you want to get out of a trade, and you won't be ready to learn those until you've been a very established Delta trader for several months. So that was the trade of the day.
This has been another Delta Trading Group Trade of the Day. If you would like to join us for a live trading session, go to our website and enter your name, email address, and phone number, and click Visit Us. We look forward to seeing you soon.